The Glow in the Frost. The winter forest was a world of silver and silence. Soren walked slowly, his boots crunching rhythmically through the deep, powdery snow. To most, the woods were dead in January, but Soren knew the trees were simply holding their breath, waiting for the sun to return. Near the heart of the woods, Soren stopped. An ancient oak tree stood draped in icicles that looked like frozen tears. On a low-hanging branch, something caught the light, a small, crystalline shape that shimmered with a pale, flickering violet hue. Inside a bell-shaped flower of solid ice sat Luma. She was a spirit of the forest, no larger than a robin's egg. Her gossamer wings were clamped tight against her back, locked away by a sudden, cruel flash freeze that had caught her during her twilight dance. Soren realized the little creature was shivering. He didn't want to break the ice and risk hurting her, so he removed his heavy gloves. He cupped his weathered, warm hands around the frozen bloom and began to blow soft, steady breaths of warmth into his palms. Slowly, the prison began to weep. The ice thinned and cracked with a sound like tiny bells. With a final, soft shimmer, the flower shattered. Luma stood on the palm of Soren's hand, shaking the droplets from her hair and stretching her glowing wings. The air was still biting, and Luma was weak. Soren reached into his pocket and pulled out a soft woolen glove. He held it open like a sleeping bag. Luma looked at the man, saw the kindness in his eyes, and hopped into the dark, fuzzy warmth of the wool. For a long time, they sat together by the oak tree. As Luma's strength returned, she began to hum. It was a sound like vibrating crystal. She hopped out of the glove and tapped the snow with her tiny, glowing feet, sending a pulse of light into the earth. The forest transformed. Beneath the ice and snow, Soren saw the life of the woods pulsing in rhythm with Luma's song. The roots of the trees glowed gold, and the sleeping seeds deep underground sparkled like buried stars. The winter wasn't empty. It was a hidden cathedral of light. As the first stars appeared, Soren knew it was time to go. He reached into his bag and took out a small bird he had carved from a scrap of cedar. He placed it on the branch where he had found Luma. Luma touched the wooden bird, and it began to glow with a permanent, soft amber light. Soren walked back toward his cottage, his heart lighter than it had been in years. He looked back one last time. The forest was dark again to anyone else, but for